Hello there, everyone. Welcome to GamePoints Presents Paradise Lost. This is a, lack for a better term, walking sim set in an alternate history where Germany was able to drag out World War II for an additional couple decades, I believe, and then they nuked themselves all to hell. You play, I believe, a descendant of some Polish resistance fighters who were able to take over one of their doomsday bunkers, one of the Nazi doomsday bunkers, and then you're slowly crawling back out into this weird wasteland of a world. We're going to find out where history diverged from and all that good stuff. If you could tell by the way I'm speaking, I don't know much about this game beyond its basic premise, and even then I didn't dig too deep into it because I wanted to go into this blind, as I typically do. If I see a game whose plot interests me, I try not to look up anything about it so I can go into there with essentially the same eyes all of you are watching going into with, so that way we can experience it together and see how it shakes out. One disclosure out the gate, this code was given for free by PR, so thank you very much to Evolve PR for providing the free copy of this game. I am streaming this live also over at Twitch TV/GamePoint, so if you're watching this later on YouTube and you're wondering who I might be addressing in chat, it's people that you're not seeing. So there we go. Beyond that, I really don't know much about this game. I haven't even started up yet other than to make sure all the settings work. So let's go ahead and get right into things. And of course, before we start, if you like what you see here, you know what streamers want. Follows, bits, subscribes, notifications turned on, likes, all that good stuff, etc. Discord join and all that stuff. Anyways, enough of the promotion, enough of disclaimers. Let's get right into the game. And of course, if you have any questions about the game, myself, or the stream, feel free to ask away. Alright, bunch of text. Let's just kind of go in kind of fast. Security scan in progress, level 1, okay. I bet that's me. Am I the unauthorized guy? Ah. Excuse me? I have no idea what that was about, but okay. Strong Metro vibes, by the way, just from that alone. With a dash of Fallout. Not that I think this game is going to be like either one of those two. Just setting-wise. Ah, John Milton. Cute. Because the game's called Paradise Lost. I get it. Clever. Certainly is morose. Okay, so we're going to go through the 5 stages of grief here. Alright. Alright. I'm assuming there's going to be an F to flashlight here any second now. There we go.
I'm scared of the dark too. This is how we fight it. See? And now Mommy's going to make it all warm and cozy, and you tidy up your toy subject. It'll be warm in no time. Nobody likes when it's cold, right?
No.
Maybe when you're big and strong, the winter will go away. What do you think? Yeah, that's what I thought. There's no way of knowing. We just have to take it day by day. Did I tell you how brave you are? Well, even if I did, I don't say it enough. You think I'm boring, But that's what being a mom is all about. Being boring. Time to sleep, little one. No matter how dark the night, the new day sun will rise. Pamiętaj o tym.
Okay. I don't like how not smooth this game is. Let's see if we can fix that. Just 1 second. Thank you for bearing with me. But I think there's something that I think there's something that I can do on my end that'll help with that. So Jesus. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let's actually that actually might have made things worse. You know what? We'll just cap it to 60. No, the game's just not going to be all that smooth. Okay. Hey there, Mike No Play. You think you've seen for an ad for this game? What's this about? So, I just started Mike No Play. I couldn't really tell you what it's about beyond the fact that I do know it's set in an alternate history where the Germans nuked themselves during World War II. And you're in Poland, I believe. Also, it's very dark. Yeah, they should have went full Belka. That's kind of what I thought during the trailer for it. I think they delayed the World War II by like another 10 or 20 years. At least 15 if that's from 1960. I'm afraid morale is coming to a decline. Some of the men are getting restless. I suspect that some of them realize their Oberlieutenant knows as little as they do. I understand our mission's top secret, but we're possibly the best equipped unit in the entire German army. And our purpose still remains a mystery to us. Thank you very much for the subscription there, Finest One Gaming. I do appreciate it. How are you doing, my friend? We sat on a veritable mountain of rifles, mortars, grenades, missiles, Geiger counters, and state-of-the-art machinery that has never before been tested. We have a cutting-edge communication system, yet no sign of incoming transmissions. When will we take the fight to the enemy? Okay, so at least the Reich existed at least until the 60s. Trying to see if I can see what city this is. Krakow. Okay, so we're near Krakow. And definitely in Poland. Or maybe not Poland in this universe, but definitely where Poland should be. Sylvania Port, April 16, 1960. Gesellschaft die Krakow. Reporting officer Obergrenadier Jörg Kessler. You're having some frequency illusion. I don't know what you mean by that there. I was dispatched to level 0 at 0942 to patrol hatch 61B in the northernmost entrance of the Sultra. Upon arrival at the shelter door, I observed, as usual, that nothing had changed. The door was sealed, and again I counted 0 trespassers. That concludes my daily report, which of course no one bothers to read. So they were in here for a while, it sounds like. Iced over pillbox and leading to the bunker there. Paraphonengefahr Eingelforschverhult. It's hard to even read what that says. I wish I knew what that was. My German is very rusty. By very rusty, I mean almost non-existent. Game is way too dark. Like, I appreciate what they're doing, but I don't know how they expect. I'm not gonna play. I'm sure there's more light eventually. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by frequency illusion, unfortunately.
What was that? What happened? Is everything all right?
It's the rotor, Mom. It fell.
Is it broken? We can't fix the generator without it. Don't worry. We should have a spare one somewhere.
Mom? Who's this?
It's no one. Do you understand?
Okay, doesn't like that
No
person.
one.
Fine. I see how it is. I'm a little bummed out the game isn't running a tad smoother. Are they not going to let me push the big red button? Come on. Okay. Do you know when you see, I don't know, something like, let's say you walk into Walmart and randomly see some raspberry toothpaste. Then you go on Google, find other stuff, raspberry toothpaste. Then you go to work, colleague tells you about amazing raspberry toothpaste. Oh! Yeah, it's like that number 21 feeling. Like when you think of one thing, like you just notice off the top of your eye and all of a sudden everyone's talking about it. That is amplified by the fact that places like Google and Facebook, social media in general, will take a look at where you're at because of location tracking, because they do know where you're at and where you're shopping, in addition to what you might have been looking for, and they start bombarding you with that one thing to get you to buy it. So it's amplified by that. I know what you're talking about there, Mike No Play. Yeah, I absolutely know what you're talking about. This has got to be it, right? Yeah. For you, it's been a week max that you've been hearing about extended World War II. To be fair, I play a lot of alternate history stuff on this channel, so it makes sense that you would see it here. Okay, pushing that button over and over again is not doing anything for me. I got nothing. Finest one, this is... I hate the term walking simulator, but it kind of describes exactly what... People know what that means at this point. And I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. It's telling me a story, and I'm not too far into it, so I couldn't tell you what it's beyond the fact that it is alternate history after Germany nuked themselves. I wish I could read German. Oh, alarm. All is calm. Okay. This is the everything is bad. This is the everything is good. Okay. So we turned off the alarm. We have a bunch of screens that do nothing for me. Oh, that button's glowing now. You've heard rumors of a new Call of Duty should be set in something like this, an extended World War II. That, I don't know. That would be interesting. I'm fine with them not having translations. It adds a little bit more to the... Like, if I am, you're playing like some Polish kid, right? If you don't know how to speak German, you wouldn't know what any of this stuff says. You would have to figure it out on your own. Now, I understand that Polish and German are very similar to each other, and he probably would know how to speak German. But, I'm fine with it not being translated. Although, admittedly, the reports the German officers are writing are in English, so I can understand it then, so... I don't know. Yeah, exactly. At this point, it would be like 20 years of occupation. Or longer. I don't know. It's at least 1960. At least to 1960. It could be later than that. Magic Legends was garbage. I don't know what Magic Legends is. Like Magic the Gathering Legends? Vault. Gellerschaft. I'm assuming that's like vault? Bunker? Gesellschaft. Yeah, it's gonna be like vault or bunker or something like that. Oh, you know, I think my lighter that I have has that same peace symbol on there. Oh, this is... Okay, I'm looking for 4. This is 1. Or 0. Okay, wrong one. Gotcha. I wonder if there's going to be anything like I have to run from or hide from, or if it's just going to be 100% move forward and occasionally do a puzzle. I'm fine with those, by the way, for now and then. As long as it has a good story to tell. It's a really nice train. Well, the reason why I know it's at least 1960, because I'm finding all these reports from 1960. If you're asking Germany nuked themselves when during the war, I think after 1960, probably late 1960. Couldn't tell you, because there's still newspapers from there. I'm just trying to piece the story as I'm going along. Endlich gebogen, das Autobild von Weitstoßgrundni der Hauptstadt der General Governments. Yeah, I'm just trying to piece things together, based on what we're running into. I don't have any definitive knowledge beyond what the trailer at the teaser trailer told me. Not at the beginning of this game, but like that was released, pre-release. Yeah. I wish the game was a bit more smooth. Because as it is a little choppy, and that's not on my end. Dear Grandma, you won't believe who's on the train with me. Greta Mueller. You were just playing a record to me. She's so elegant. I wish I could talk to her, but she has her own car and no one's outside. There's also a cartoonist from the newspaper you read. He even drew a picture of the Führer for me. But I think he made Goering look a little slimmer than he really is. By the way, Goering was a fat fuck by the time he died. That son of a bitch was chunk. It's an honor to be on the same train as so many talented people. I'm so sorry they didn't get to say goodbye. They came when you were away and were impatient and rude, like I imagined it to be, but at least they promised to deliver this goodbye letter. I hope this finds you well. I love you, Adele. I wonder if part of the German we're going to blow ourselves up plan was to take all the elite, the people that the government decided to save, and try to ferry them into the bunkers. And apparently maybe the bombs dropped earlier than they anticipated. I don't know. Don't know. He's gotta be a little kid. Okay, let's go this way first. To all colonists, you are advised that only one suitcase per person would be allowed in the Gesellschaft. All additional belongings will be disposed of upon arrival. This rule will be enforced by the SS Waste and Settlement Main Office. There will be no exceptions. Okay. Alright, that's some Nazi shit. I think they Belka'd themselves, and then they miscalculated what that would do to them. That's my guess. Weird that I could just pick that up, but okay. The hell is that? A giant vault door, it looks like. Considering that I can't run, I get the feeling that this is just going to be... There's not going to be any action in this game. And I don't mean that in a disparaging way. Just in a matter-of-fact way.
I'm leaving, do you hear me? And you're not going to stop me. I don't want to spend my whole life here. Mama? Mama, are you okay?
Last things he said to his mom was, "I hate you."
Mamushu?
I imagine it was not nuclear war if they want to survive that way. Because if they did Belka, there'd be no need to escape, because I imagine Soviet allies would come anyways. By the way, that means sight. From what I understand, so I would advise you to go take a look at the little timeline trailer that they released for this. It's like 2 minutes that gives like a quick rundown up to what happened. And the Russians were coming. And in the 60s, the United States invaded. They essentially did D-Day in the 60s. I don't know exactly when. And then they essentially nuked all around the border of their country. So it fucked up both those islands. The Soviet Union might be screwed. I think America would be fine. And at the end of the day, that's not really that matters. As long as we're fine here in the U.S., Europe can burn. Okay, here we go. Mr. Bakkenbura, I'm writing to you because I have a favor to ask. I understand that it's no longer my place to intervene since all my worldly assets are now legally yours, but I hope you will grant me this final favor in any case. I am sure that's the first thing you are planning to do to cut down the beech tree that stood in your yard. However, a family of blackbirds has built a nest there. Please make sure to really coat the nest before cutting down the tree. P.S. Next time I should remember to buy a train ticket from someone who somewhat resembles me. We look nothing alike, not to mention your passport photograph. Alas, you are the only person I know of in all Bavaria who was granted this ticket. Yeah, I'm a touch disappointed with how the game runs. And I'm almost positive that is not on me. You know what? Hold on. Let me, it might not be on me, but let's tune down from ultra graphics to, like, very high. Just to see what that would do. Yeah, that does make things a lot better. I shouldn't be having any problems with that. But, let's just run it on this. That's a little bit better. It just did not like running at 60 at the settings I had it on, I guess. But that said, Doom Eternal runs just fine at 120 with the settings that I had it on, so. Alright. Dear Leopold, many times I prayed, please God make me ignorant. Make me blind to what is clearly in front of me. I'm just a simple machinist doing what I asked of him. But I know in my heart, I always knew the day would come that when I had to pray for all these... oh, God damn it. Let me start over again. I'm like, my eyes are drifting as I'm reading. Dear Leopold, many times I prayed, please God make me ignorant. Make me blind to what's clearly in front of me. I am just a simple machinist doing what is asked of him. But in my heart, I always knew the day would come when I had to pay for all these years of looking the other way. What pains me even more is that now the day has finally come, and you are the one who must suffer the consequences, not me. Today, I lose a friend. I can't help but wonder if it had to be this way. Maybe if I had the courage to question my orders, I'd have known this would be our final journey together. I salute you, my old friend, and truly sorry that had to end like this. It is running better on very high. At least it feels stable. Rather than jaggy. I'm getting a nice steady frame rate when before I wasn't. I know it might. Some people look at that and don't see a difference. I sure as hell can. I wonder if he was talking to the train, because that's the Leopold right there. Guy could just be nuts. What plot holes there, Mike? Or did you watch that trailer? Oh, that goes fast. Alright, that's kind of cool. That is way more expansive than I thought this would be. That does look cool. That's the game's rapture moment. No, I know it's not Art Deco, but it's that whole, we're going to reveal the world to you as you're coming in. Give you a sense of scale of what's going on. Another equivalent would be the part in Breath of the Wild when you get to the end of the plateau and you see the size of the world for the first time. It's that kind of moment. It's the here is the place you're going to play around in moment. No, I agree. I'd be down for that Art Deco style. I was a fan of it.
Zdrowaś Maryjo, łaski pełna, Pan z Tobą, błogosławionaś Ty między niewiastami, błogosławiony owoc żywota Twojego, Jezus. Święta Maryjo, Matko Boża, módl się za nami grzesznymi, teraz i w godzinę śmierci naszej. Amen.
These are the bad train cars. These are where they brought in their slave labor. I'm assuming that might have been like the Lord's Prayer, but in Polish. As we like flash backwards in time. It must be your mom. Don't worry, Mom, I'll be okay. Am I going to do no Mom? Mom? What am I going to do now, Mom? Mom, I can't do this without you. Alright, well. You're gonna learn. Oh, it's a dialogue choice. I'm like, I thought it was like one thing of there we go. It's gonna be alright.
So... see you, Mom.
That is not the dialogue option I picked. Okay, so they kind of lived probably in like the basement of that house. I like the world they created. I definitely like the world they created. Ah, 1. So we're getting closer. Ein neues Abenteuer. Was that a new worker? I think. I'm not positive. Welcome to Eden. Okay. Or welcome in Eden. Yeah, before I go in there, I want to look around some more. The whole plot of the game is to find stuff, just lying on the floor and reading it. My dearest Ania and Bartek, while I was on the train, I couldn't stop thinking about your sad little faces. The tears you shed when you waved goodbye shattered your dear mother's heart. Just remember, this is not my first tour, and you know I always rush home to you, my little birds. This time I'll be for in a very special place, so you can expect an amazing gift when I return. Or even better, you can write me what your dream presents would be, and I'll do anything in my power to make it happen. Ania, please remember to take care of your little brother. We'll see each other in no time. Love, Mommy. Remember, you can always play one of my records if you want to hear Mommy sing. I have to wonder if she knew she was leaving her kids behind to die. No, this is that Greta Mueller girl that the other person was talking about. So essentially, Hitler tried to create rapture. That's the good stuff. Morphine addict. Goering, that fat fuck, by the way, I referred to earlier, also a morphine addict. And Hitler was coked up for the most of his life. Or for the last half of his life, at least. I think he would, like, take cocaine eye drops or something like that. The point I'm trying to make is, they all sucked. They were just all garbage people. Well, if this video wasn't banned in Germany, it sure as hell is now. What do we got here? Edelweiss. Oh, I actually like that song. If that is what that is. Das Vaterland wird auf und warten. Something. I don't know. Something about the fatherland. I took German in high school, which was close to 25 years ago at this point. Rapture did have some style to it. It must be a passport of some kind. Ilse Schmidt, we are pleased to announce that thanks to your extraordinary achievements in the field of motherhood, you have been invited to join Gesellschaft. You, as well as other recipients of the Honor Cross of German Motherhood, are recognized by the Dune Deutsche Medal, scheduled to join the Gesellschaft on May 19th, 1960. Please bring your Ausweis with you, as this letter of invitation is not a valid entry ticket in itself. You also remind you to review the official packing list provided by the SS Race and Settlement main office. I don't know about that. I'm digging the game so far. It's slow, but I like the world they're building. I'm just going to sit back, take my time with it. I'm going to explore. I'm not going to rush. The Cross of German Motherhood, do you think it's a real thing? I think you're right. They did things like that. That sounds legit. In fact, we're going to take a quick pause. I want to look that up. Cross of German Motherhood. The Cross of Honor of the German Mother. It was awarded for exceptional merit to the German nation. to Reichsdeutsch and Volksdeutsch mothers who exhibited prohibitive exemplary motherhood and who conceived and raised 4 or more children in the role of a parent. Established in December 1938, first awarded May 1939, and was last awarded May 8th, 1945. Yeah, that's what it is. Essentially, if you had a bunch of German kids that they determined to be true Germans, they gave you this cross. That's some weird shit they did. No, that's them essentially. Okay. I present it, they stamp it, I put it in the thing, we go. Gotcha. There's the stamper. I don't know why we're bothering with this, but hey. In order to enter Gelenshof, follow these step-by-step instructions. Have your Ausweis ready. Form a line at the window. Give the clerk your Ausweis for stamping. Take your stamped identification. Proceed to the entry point in orderly fashion. Scan your stamped Ausweis at the console. Yes, gotcha. Open this guy up, see what we got. Nothing. Alright. Colonist rules and regulations. Subject to amended by civilian or in case of imminent danger military authorities. Colonists shall, upon induction, undergo any hitherto neglected vaccinations. So get your ass vaccinated. Work diligently and help those in need. Educate themselves in choice of profession relevant to the life after the shelter. So how to grow crops or make a cabin or something. Care for their health, engage in sport, abstain from smoking and drinking, and regularly attend scheduled medical appointments. Inform the authorities about every irregularity in case of defeatism and suspicious or unusual element. Okay. So report on your neighbors. Report ideas for improving the colony's functioning to the Commandant. Stay within permitted areas, which cover 90% of the colony's surface area. Entering restricted zones without a pass will be punished by death. Okay. Well, this dude was already breaking one of those rules right there. It's gonna be creepy as hell to walk into. Imagine, if you will, you're a kid. Probably know some history, but not much of it. You're still like in elementary school or something like that. I'm not talking post-apocalypse. I'm talking modern day. And you stumble into this vault of Nazi shit. That would be intriguing and terrifying. All arrivals, welcome to Gelenshof. You are now located in the greetings chamber. Due to higher air pressure, you may experience some discomfort. Don't be alarmed. Your body will soon adjust to these new conditions. Staying in the Gelenshof is a guarantee of safety, innovation, and freedom from any blood crimes. All of you have been carefully chosen by the Office of Racial Policy to continue the 1,000-year Reich here, where the degradation of the outside world cannot reach you. Here, where the physically and mentally inferior cannot perpetrate the suffering of their body of the children, in the body of the children. And even though you are far below the surface, its historical record of solitude provides the conditions of the greatest societies. Man, fuck these people. To Russia officials, I am not pleased. I was taken from the front line in the midst of an assault on the enemy and then hidden underground like a coward. Just because there may be a need of someone in my position to protect high-ranking dignitaries that may or may not arrive in this shelter. I have been preparing the attack for weeks, and I was denied the opportunity to show success. I was told, soon there will no longer be such a thing as the front line, and you should consider this an honor. The audacity. I'm requesting reassignment to previous post without delay. Heil Hitler, Oberlieutenant Hugo Dietrich. Soon there won't be a thing as the front line. Okay. Let's take a look over here, see if we have anything interesting to grab. Yep. Well, does that translate to like modern time or something like that? Modern times. Get fucked, kid. Time for you to have another one of your flashbacks. Anger. Okay. It is the 5 stages of grief. Yeah, I'm like in the same boat there. I can make out a few words here and there, and I can infer a lot. But I am not sure if I am accurate. Oh, those are some missiles. No, I would have found some stairs. For the Führer's eyes only, Berlin, 1949. Since the Soviet Union remains our enemy and is uncertain how long the USA will maintain neutrality, our priority must be the following. Producing large amounts of atomic weaponry. Developing a method deploying said weaponry at long distances. If we are unable to complete either of these points and do not destroy the Reich's enemies, we must prepare for Plan B. That is, temporarily disabling the enemy with all available atomic weaponry, providing a shelter to the Volk, and preparing them for the final battle. That's what it sounds like that to go with this Plan B. Here is at its core elements. 1. Finish to work on the Quelle d'Intelligence program as quickly as possible. 2. Build a network of radiation-proof bunkers suitable for 15 plus years of inhabitation. 3. Prepare a tactical nuclear weapon. 4. Prepare plans to evacuate the most valuable members of society. 5. Once the enemy encroaches on Reich soil, evacuate said citizens to the bunkers. 6. Attack the enemy with all available atomic weaponry, temporarily disabling them and safeguarding the area via radiation. 7. Train a society of warriors in the bunkers who will perfect and reproduce new weaponry. 8. Return to the surface and defeat the enemy once and for all. Yeah, how'd that work out for you guys? To Oberst Hugo Neubauer, OKW Chief of Infantry Training. Dear Colonel, I have just received the proposal training guidelines for the National Guard of the Third Reich program, which meant to prepare children to enlist in the Volkswehr. Their author is a certain Major Horst Korchtik. I sincerely doubt Major Korchtik has ever met a child. No one would add items such as loading bullets into a rifle to develop coordination to a program for 5-year-olds. I firmly request to reject this program and create a new one with the assistance of human development psychologists. They are ready to bring about expert knowledge of the mental and motor capabilities of children at various stages of development, and, unlike Major Koschek, will have some notion of what constitutes proper pedagogy. Heil Hitler, Hannelore Weiss, leader of Methodist Division of the National Socialist Teachers Union. Yeah, it's a dumbass plan, but the Nazis were dumb as fuck. Well, they definitely tested a bomb. That is 57 when the bomb test went off. Stressschon in jungen Jahren nach Wahrer Grosse. Something of your early years to make... I don't know. Training when you're younger makes strong warriors or something like that. I don't know. My German is rusty as fuck. Some picture of people that person did not care for. I don't like that's the same photo on the left and the right. It's just the same document. This bothers me. I'm for Tag in the hole. Okay. Another day. Well, hold on. Say another day in the hole. Is that what that was? I think that's what I meant. Oh, this person was literally just drawing the same thing over and over and over again. Whatever that view there was. SS transcription of record conversation between Oberdienstleiter Max Pfeiffer and the director of the GG de Krakow Commissariat, Gunther Ludwig. Isn't it weird that there are people, not bodies? Yeah, that is weird. They just disappeared. We don't know what happened. MP. What in the fuck's name are you cretins playing at? I still don't have any spelt. You're under the impression that I'll wait till harvest. Let me clear that up for you right now. I won't. GL. Everyone suddenly lost their fucking minds over the grain. 30 times a day they call me from the Vaterland and from the Bohemian and Moravian protectorates, even from France. All this ranting about some stupid wheat. Countless generations since the Middle Ages never touched the stuff and didn't seem to mind. MP. I mind. I have orders to ensure the delivery is completed. GL. Grain isn't a widget. You can't just turn out some more. Do you think I haven't been trying to find some? Write a complaint to the Ministry of Agriculture. Hey there, BVS. How you doing? Thank you for dropping by. It's good to see you. Thank you for the subscription as well, my friend. Your guys' support for channel is always chutzing and appreciated. Thank you. So that must be... No, that is not what... The hell is that? A missile of some kind? Rocket? Yeah, that's actually a good name for this game. Everyone's gone to the Rapture crossed out Belka. For those of you wondering what Belka is, it's from Ace Combat, by the way. If you've been wondering why we keep making that reference. Oh, we're going to get some exposition in a video? I love me some exposition in a video. Oh. Okay. You know, those are chairs I expect to see in 40K. Those are some nice chairs. Acceptance speech of Professor Kurt Hartman, winner of the 25th Jubilee of the Third Reich Prize, delivered at the award ceremony on January 30th, 1953. We successfully created a computing machine whose processing power is at least 50,000 times greater than that of the Americans' ENIAC. Its construction employs newly discovered methods of neurocommunication in the hippocampus sustained by faint electrical impulses and activation on normally unused parts of the brain. Its interface allows us to simultaneously process and store information while using its process management. We predict an operational period of 4 years. After that, its processing power starts to decline, potentially threatens its stability. So, a brain? Am I reading this right? They hooked up a computer to a brain? Is that what I'm seeing here? And someone's still manning the cameras. That did focus on me. Man, I wish I knew how to speak and read German. At least read it. I know it's stupid, but how would they even have a concept of computer without British trying to break the enigma? If the British didn't make the computer, someone else would have. Technology is going to go at whatever pace it needs to. Kind of like how if the Americans didn't develop the nuke, someone else would have first. When technology is ready to advance, it will advance, regardless of what input we put into it. Unless we blast ourselves to the Stone Age. It helps when the right person is at the right place to advance it. But if it wasn't for Turing, someone else would have been Turing. It might have taken them longer to get there, but they would have figured it out. It was rumored they did a lot... Had some kind of noise there. It was rumored they did a lot of experiments with psychedelic drugs and brain-computer interface. I wouldn't be surprised. They did a lot of weird shit.
Is anyone out there? Hello?
Hi.
What? Who's there?
Hey kid, calm down. There's no need to get upset.
There is someone else
The
out there.
kid? What do you want?
Who says I want anything? You're the one who said hello.
Who are you?
I came here to look for things to scavenge, just like you. I mean, that's why you're here, right? Oh, you can tell me.
No. I'm looking for someone.
I haven't seen anyone else here.
I don't trust this.
I can help you with that.
I don't trust this thing.
I'm in some sort of control center, so I've got a pretty good view of things. There are cameras, switches, and whatnot.
This bitch is hooked into the computer.
I could help you find whoever it is you're looking for. What do you say?
And what do you want in return?
Just a small favor. Somehow I got myself locked in here. So I just need you to find the control room and get me out.
Good
You
evening,
help me
Vuvu.
And I help you. That is called a quid pro quo.
I know what it's called.
Alright. So, will you help me?
Dobrze. I will help you. Tell me how.
So, I have this map and I think I figured it out. We are on level 2. Should be -2 if you ask me. Anyway, the room you're in is connected to a warehouse that leads to the forge. And that's where the control room should be.
And that's where you are.
That's right. Just come here and get me out before I completely lose my mind. Oh, as a gesture of goodwill, I'll even open the door for you. Voila.
So, I guess I should get going.
Yep. Be careful out there. Did you want to say something?
Never mind.
Don't worry. Sometimes I forget what I wanted to say as well.
I...
Not going anywhere, so if you see a microphone, you can say hi or whatever.
Okay, so I have two theories. One, she's hooked up into the computer. She's the AI of this space. Two, it's your sister. That guy in the photo is either your father or some scientist friend of the woman, and the reason why she was so pissed off at him is because he took your sister and plugged her into the machine. That is what my current working theory is right now. If that's going to be true or not, we'll see as we go on. Yeah, it's certainly shaping up to be that way, for sure. I see a lot of parallels between that. I'm really grooving on the world they created, though.
This place is made of salt. I mean the cave, not the warehouse. I figured I would entertain with some facts about this place. That might have been the only fact I know about this place. That's because of the warehouse. So be hearing of me.
Ministry of Armaments and Munitions Directive on the reclamation materials left behind after the evacuation. The first supplies available to the colonists would be any metal, wood, or leather that can be salvaged from the trains used in Operation Untertauchen, submergence. They should thus be thoroughly stripped and the materials refurbished and put to immediate use. All colonists are reminded that by the time it's abandoned, the bunker should have produced arms and provisions for at least 2 divisions. To the extent supplies capacity allow, research and development work must be undertaken on refining conventional arms to develop new weapons to ensure victory. Albert Speer, Reichsminister for Waffenwerke and Munition. Albert Speer, aka the Nazi who said I'm sorry, aka the Nazi who went, shit's turning against me. Perhaps I should try to flip and be the good guy now. Still a dick. Hey, someone's playing the German equivalent of D&D.
What do you think they keep in those containers? Nothing very useful. They're still unopened. Unless they never got a chance to open them. Maybe they didn't know how? No.
Whoever's on the other side of that voice, it reminds me of Failsafe from Destiny so much. Just in their manner. It's alright, we'll shoot a rocket right into the door. It'd be great.
I can't get through.
I can see that. I have an idea, but I need your help.
What should I do?
Do you see that crane? I think I can control it from here. But first we have to release it from that thing. Can you do something about that?
I can try.
This kid is the most bored kid of all time.
You need to pull it.
It's like, yeah, I can try that. Sure. Whatever. What lever? Unless there was one down in the pit. There could have been one down in the pit. And there's that one there, but this one isn't working. Ah, there it is. I see it.
Got it.
Okay. Now what? Now what do you want me to do? I'll go back up if I have to. I think there could be some buttons up there for me to fiddle with. I just want to make sure there's nothing else down here for me to push and prod. Yeah, let's try talking to her again. That might be a good idea.
What are you planning to do with that rocket?
Be quiet and follow
Yeah,
us.
good call, finest one.
Watch out! It might blow up.
It won't blow out.
Don't!
Are you alright?
How did you know it wouldn't blow up?
I didn't.
So you risk my life?
Hey, I got you out of there, didn't I? Anyway, I don't see any cameras in there. So I'll meet you on the other side.
To be fair, we don't... I mean, yeah, that door did kind of just crumple in, but we don't know how long that door's been here. We know it has been at least... It is at least 1960, based on... That's the latest date I've had on papers. But this could be like the actual year could be like 21 something. So it could have been there for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years. I don't have an exact date. We know these bunkers are meant to be at least 15 to 20 years. Assuming ideal conditions. That is a lot of munition. Okay, that did nothing. Let's do one more. There we go. Also, I would take a couple of those just in case. That is a lot. That is... So, this saw some shit. Because clearly this was shot at, and they spent a lot of ammo. So that train was being... Someone was shooting out of it, probably a couple people, and someone shot into it as well. Specifically right there, it looks like. Jesus. And we have... Yeah, so, okay. Something happened. Either some infighting, like they turned against each other, or someone from the outside invaded. That seems to be the way to go. Ah, ladder.
The lieutenant's dead.
Who's second in command?
Also dead. There's only a handful of us left alive, while plenty of Germans are still scattered all over the place.
Polish resistance.
We'll get them.
I know we will. I just know that there's a more efficient way of doing it.
Efficient? You're starting to sound like that.
I sound like a scientist who doesn't want unnecessary bloodshed.
So, what are you suggesting as a scientist?
I'm suggesting we turn on that computer and use it against them like we did before.
No! Out of the question.
Think about it. It can scan the area and find all of them for us.
I said no. We will no longer use their technology. You disconnected it yourself. You know what it requires to operate. How are we different from them if we can live with those consequences?
It is too late to help them anyway, and without it, it will take us weeks to find the Nazis.
Let it take months. Do not bring this up again. That's an order.
Must I remind you, I'm the reason we found this place? Who are you to order anything?
I'm first in command now.
Yep. Humans hooked up to the computer that runs the entire facility. That's who I'm talking to right now. Someone hooked up into it. Still doesn't explain the lack of blood or bodies. But that could just be an oversight.
What happened here?
Pull yourself together. Pull yourself together. I can't do it. Fuck. No one ever shot at me before. Few ounces of lead. A few thousand feet per second. I won't even notice. I won't even notice. A man shoots. The Lord carries the bullet. Let it be.
Okay, there's some blood there. So someone clearly bought it there. But it's no bodies, though. No skeletons.
Hello? Where are you? This is the right room, isn't it?
What the hell is that? Okay. Something that they're going to have me grab later.
Hey, where are you?
What do you mean? I'm still here waiting for you.
I'm in the room you told me to go to.
What? That's impossible.
You must be in a different room then.
Sorry, I didn't know. I didn't mean to send you on a wild
Yeah,
goose
she's a
chase.
computer.
That's okay. We all make mistakes.
You're kind. I really thought it was here. It really means a lot that you trusted me. I'm sorry I disappointed you. The truth is, I don't know what's happening to me. I've been locked in here for I don't know how long, and I'm getting really scared. I guess what I'm trying to say is that you are my only hope.
Hope isn't going to help me find a way.
You're right.
What are you doing?
Just give me a second. Yes, I got it. It says here, you're in a control room, right? So you're probably talking through an EVE console.
I guess.
That machine has control over the entire area. We should be able to get access to the maps, doors, shafts, everything.
But the screen says it needs a memory tube.
Huh. I wonder what that's for. See if you can find one lying around. I'm looking it up right now. It says here that the memory tubes have something to do with the oversight system for the whole bunker. They recorded events back when the system was still working.
All right. Let's plug this in. Yeah, Polish Underground State Rec. Okay, so yeah. Possible evacuation routes. There we go. Williamson SS Open Group for. Okay, he's dead.
I told you, not in front of her.
He reached for his gun. What was I supposed to do?
Okay, let's see what we can do about this machine.
Hurry.
Knows we're breaking in.
I kind of wish this would go a little bit slower so I could read it a little bit faster.
Sometimes it takes a moment. Let me try that again.
Didn't you say you've done this before?
I have. Niech to szlak.
They keep trying to override the computer, and it's like, nah. Oh, there we go.
Found it in the first place.
Encryption codes. Seems they are the same ones I helped crack years ago.
How do we have those people upstairs?
Just give me a moment. This is incredible.
What?
This machine, the things it can do. A day-night cycle, agriculture systems, air filtration.
Don't get used to those. We shut this thing down as soon as we have our people. So, focus.
Right. It's an all-out war out there.
We need to do something.
The protocol won't let me.
Then change the fucking protocol.
We could do that. Initiated consent. It worked.
Switch the IFF.
That's exactly what we need. Keep it up.
I'm not doing anything. It's the machine. Look,
What's it doing?
it's deciding on an outcome. But
What?
there's no production.
Okay, we now know who that guy is.
How long is it going to take for... That was pretty horrific.
Yeah. It's like the bunker was trying to defend itself.
By any means necessary. I guess that's all war really is in the end. People killing each other in desperation. Did it end?
Did what end?
The war? Did the war end?
I think so. I don't really know.
Yeah, no one tells me anything either. So, what was it like where you came from?
There's no one out there. Everything is dead.
That's sad to hear.
So, what do we do now?
Now, I have access to the control system in this area, and I can let you out of this room. I'll study the map and try to find the central control room. Go straight through the forge. There should be a passage down there.
Right. Right. Alright, we've been streaming for about an hour and a half rather. We'll take this moment to self-promote. If you like what you see here and you want to support the stream, you know what streamers want. Follows and notifications turned on, bits, subs, likes, comments, all that good stuff. Just jazzed to have you here though. If you have any questions about the game, the stream, etc., just feel free to let me know. Otherwise, sit back
So this is where all the trains were supposed to
and
go.
enjoy Paradise Lost. Oh, it's molten. One of the furnaces broke. One of the kilns ruptured.
It's a dead end.
What?
There's no way to keep going.
According to my map, there should be a pipe there. It leads directly to the living area. Can't you see it?
So, you expect me to jump?
Listen, I wouldn't have let you here if I didn't think you could do it.
Is that really the only way down?
I'm afraid so. From this part of the bunker, at least. You trusted me once. I just need you to trust me again. That pipe is part of the cooling system for this forge. There's a small reservoir at the end that should soften your landing. At least there should be.
Should be. You mean you aren't sure?
It's been so long since anything in here was working, it's anyone's guess if it's still there. But I'm willing to bet that it is. You said the world outside is lifeless, right?
So what?
So even though it's an empty, unforgiving place, you survived. You are a fighter. You can do it.
What will happen if I don't jump?
Have you ever felt helpless? Like you have no control over the things going on around you? Like you have to just accept whatever happens next, no matter how painful it is? Things don't have to be like that this time. You're in control now. So, to answer your question, if you don't jump, there's a chance you'll end up asking yourself, what if?
Yeah, god damn it.
And that's an awful feeling.
I guess the game could just end here.
I will do it.
I just go, nah, I'm good.
I will jump.
Everything's going to be alright, trust me.
This kid's acting is extremely wooden. Rolls credits. Alright, we're now at 3 of 5. I might be able to finish this today. There's 3 of who knows how many. Yep, working our way down there. That just seems out of place. Oh, they made like an artificial beach.
What is this place?
Bunch of fake trees in the background.
Siekiera, motyka, my sąsiady biją się już 3 dekady. Siekiera, motyka, guma, ość. Mam już tego pięknie dość. Siekiera, motyka, rotma, żadna nie odbiera. Święta panna, siekiera, motyka, bęben róg. Wyparł się nas wszystek Bóg. Goring sobie pije sznapsa, Polak wciąż dostaje klapsa. Złupić tu już nie ma co. Chodź pan z nami dziś na dno.
Alright, if anyone out there is watching this and they know what the hell that was, please let me know. Yeah, this game has, like, definitely, it wears its Bioshock influences on its sleeve. But this was clearly meant to be, like, just a fake beach, so they had something to kind of take their mind off the fact that they were trapped underground. Well, the place is still getting water.
For you walk in the presence of titans. It's a memorial. They must have died in an explosion. I saw them at recording.
I, like, hear gunfire. Maybe that's just, like, built into there.
Is anyone here?
Alright, we got some more letters, it looks like. Effective immediately, all cameras of the compound will be disabled. Until the debugging of each room takes place, all communication that pertains to the mass production, strategy, food distribution, future plans, etc. is to be conducted through written messages. For the time being, assume that all your conversations are being monitored. He's listening. Dominica. Okay, yeah, the Polish resistance took this bunker over, and then they started fighting between whether they should use the human computer or not. Okay.
It always amazes me how short your memories are. I walk these corridors day after day and hear the growing whispers. What if he's right? Maybe he has a point. What if, what if? Let me remind those who have forgotten. When the Battle of the Bunker ended, we went looking for German civilian survivors. None were found alive. Must I remind you why? Because the bunker's machinery had removed them from the battlefield so they wouldn't interfere with the counter-attack, only to suffocate them in one of the unventilated hangars. Is this the kind of effectiveness we're looking for? Is that the value we put on human life? I will say it once more. No! I will never allow these machines to be turned on again.
That explains why there are no bodies. At least no German bodies. But you can only assume that same thing happened to the the Poles that took the compound. All Nazi documents will be left untouched, despicable as they are. We will not burn them. The Nazis already burned all evidence of their atrocities on their own. We don't need to aid them. When the war finally ends, it'll be end. These documents will be used to expose them and hold them to account. All documents will be stored in the file room.
Hello, can you hear me? It's not working. I need to find a control room.
I do see that. I'm willing to bet it's locked right now. Let's push it anyway, see what happens. Yeah. I'm in the process of working on that. Even if I don't get one, I'll still be playing it next week when it comes out.
Is anyone up there?
Even if I just have to buy it, I'll do it. Really looking forward to Evil Genius. That game will be streamed. Please don't leave. I knew the others were just considering... I'm sorry. Please don't leave. I knew that others were considering leaving. I just never realized you were one of them. If you go, Dominica, won't you let us see each other ever again? You know that she doesn't allow any of his followers to interact with us. Is his superstition gibberish more important to you than me? You have a 5-day vacation starting tomorrow and you really don't want to work today, then, well, look at it this way. The more you take care of now, the less you have to worry about when you come back. Alright, fine. Let's start with this door here, and then we'll move back around that way. Alright. Locked. Locked. Yeah, they went through and ripped out all the cameras and speakers here. You appreciate that you're just whining. Job unfortunately has infinite work available, only 5 hours of shift, no the motivation to spend it. Fair enough. Well, the good news is you have essentially 5 days off coming up, so that's going to be real nice for you.
That church, it looks familiar. I think I passed it on my way here.
Spooder webs. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the spooder. Transcription of Reziad Lazy's account. I went out mushroom packing. Not that I thought I'd find any mine, but because I like wandering among the trees. So I stumbled over a gnarled branch, looked up, and over a clump of thistle I saw a white she-goat. A miracle, I thought. because there hasn't been a living creature to be found, and we ate the last 10 years back. Okay, you can just safely assume at least 1970, because if you're assuming the bombs dropped, and they have been able to eat chicken for at least 10 years, you can assume it's at least 1970. And lo and behold, a goat, right where it could have come from, right? I thought Velas might have favored us to send a blessing like that. Walked up to it and it didn't run. Let me rope it and walked back to settlement beside like a dog on a leash. Went straight to the high priest to share the wonderful news. I hope he'll give us milk with healing properties. I have played a lot of Hearts of Iron recently there, Finest One, though still Division 2 might be something I want to take a look at. I do know that as far as 4X games on this channel goes, though, there's Stellaris coming out next month, and that is going. So there'll be a lot of Stellaris here within the next 4 weeks or so. Herr Commandant, at the request of Wilhelm Streck, and I've agreed to lead a talk about Agatha, Shambhala, Arians, Atlantis, Thule, the control of the parapsychic human abilities, and research on the summoning of zombie armies. He convinced me this material would provide necessary support for the colonists. In my youth, I took a strong interest in these topics, so I shall have plenty of material to speak on. Yet we both know, I hope, that these stories are not worth a hill of beans. I am a scientist, and I know that the strength of the German nation does not come from fairy tales, but from mental fortitude and from science. Thus, when the colonists prepare for the ultimate battle, they should draw on the accomplishments of scholars. I propose to return to a method that was tested in great success on the front, namely substance D9. This mix of cocaine, Providin, a strong stimulant, and Ucodol, a strong painkiller, transforms common men into super soldiers. Provides significant boost to concentration, endurance, strength, courage, and self-confidence. It also disables pain receptors while stifling hunger, thirst, and need for sleep. It has side effects, yet in the deciding moment, they are of no importance. I was playing it not too long ago. I like it still, but we do have that new expansion coming out, so I'm kind of saving saving my Stellaris playing for that. Yeah, D9, isn't that what they gave their tank commanders when they invaded France, and that's how they were to just kind of keep going for like 2 weeks straight without sleeping? Dill William Streck. To William Streck. Dill Will. I know you need not worry to tell you how to do your job, but I would like to alert you to a problem. I've received reports that despite constant guidance and instruction, many people still do not understand the concept of the colony. Some fear of being locked up underground, or even that those left on the surface will have it better. If I were to prune away such doubters, I would lose half the settlers. There would be strength of the colony. So, I hit upon an idea. Perhaps we could, in some undemanding way, share with our colonies the history of the Aryans and the Atlanteans from whom we descend. After all, if our ancestors could thrive after losing their homeland, we too can emerge from our ordeal, defeat our great enemies, and bring about the rebirth of great Germany. With your storytelling talent, this tale would surely soften the hearts of the doubters and calm frayed nerves. What do you think? Your friend Max Shrek, right? That's who we're looking at here. William Streck, not Shrek. I was reading that wrong. Methamphetamine was touted as a miracle product when it appeared on the market in the late 1930s. Indeed, the little pill was a perfect Nazi drug. Germany awake, the Nazis had commanded. Energizing the confidence-boosting methamphetamine played into the Third Reich's obsession with physical and mental superiority. Yeah, I do know that they were giving, I specifically know that the tank commanders were given those meth tablets during the invasion of France. They look like a little pack of Rolaids almost. Any German occupier still hiding in the shelter is to be sought, put on trial, and sentenced for their crimes. That includes civilians, workers, and of course military personnel. This goes for any Polish collaborators as well. Dominika Wasowicz? I apologize. I do not really know how to pronounce Polish.
It must be a key to the locked doors.
Order request. I'm writing you again to request permission to use Nazi technology. People are starving. We can't continue to live in the dark like this. How many more women have to suffer miscarriages before you see things clearly? We'll write to you every single day until you realize there's no other choice. Lucian. What have we got in here?
What was that?
That would be the doorway to the secret Nazi office. Ah, there it is. This person was obsessed with that singer that came in. A medical historian Peter Steinkopf puts it, saying that Blitzkrieg was guided by methamphetamine, if not to say that Blitzkrieg was founded on methamphetamine. So yeah, it essentially saying it had a big to-do about it. So this is like, so whoever lived here, like, invited her in here to sing for him. So they had a thing going on, I see. Chocolate meth sounds amazing. I'm not gonna lie. I'd have a little bit of that. Not a lot. I don't want like the hardcore shit that's made out of like bleach. But if they put it into chocolate, that sounds good, right? Chocolate can't be bad for you. Kids, don't try meth. Yeah, the similarities between meth and Adderall are way too goddamn close. I don't like it. Dominica. Fine, I will leave. Anyone who wants to join me is welcome to do so. But to those who choose to stay, I ask, where do you draw the line? You are happy to reap the rewards, but unwilling to pay the proper respects. If you ignore the divine powers that gave you these luxuries. If you decide to bow your heads to the gods that made all this possible, come with me. Yeah, so they themselves had like a falling out of some kind.
Processing power is at least 50,000 times greater than that of the American's ENIAC. Its construction employs newly discovered methods of neural communication, sustained by faint electrical impulses and the activation of normally unused parts of the Gehirns. What's Gehirns? Gehirn, Gehirn. Here it is. Gehirn. What? That can't be.
Okay, what's Gehirns? What's that translate to directly?
These guys look angry. Was he building something?
I'll talk to that in a second here. Okay, I'll talk to that now. What do we got? Alright, another one of these watch text happens.
Let's see if bidirectional communication is working. Clearly not. We'll have to find a workaround. What if... I know it's not ideal, but given the circumstances, this will have to do for now. I'd like you to press the button, if you can hear me. Dobrze. Let's try another experiment, shall we? As I suspected, this won't be straightforward. There's some sort of safeguard blocking my input. Now, this makes no sense. Why build a huge machine with this much computing power and then make it impossible for the operator to use it? Unless it doesn't want me to make any changes. It wants you to make them. I just tried to access the part of the system. Can you enable it?
Alright. There are clearly two hosts. There's host 0 and host 1. You are host 1 or 0. You're one of the two hosts that were plugged into the...
When you're ready, press the button. Just like you did before.
You are one of the hosts that were plugged in. So that person was not your mom. That person was the person that released you from there.
It worked. Okay.
Your sister would be the other one that was in there. Gaharin, I think, means twins.
You always said you wanted your own garden someday. What do you feel like planting? Remember, we must be careful not to overwater the crops. What's happening? We must have initiated the automated calibration cycle. It's overloading the system.
Gaharin is just brain? Okay.
Remember, we prepared for this. We need to disable some of these processes before...
I'm positive the main character you're playing at was plugged into this machine at one time, too. And whoever is left in there is like your twin or your sister or something.
I can only request them for you. Now, disable them as quickly as possible. That's it. Now for the next one. You're doing great. It's no use. That's it. We're turning it off. Jasna cholera. It won't let me.
Is that you? Say something.
He turned it on.
Turn what on? What are you talking about?
That machine, he turned it on. I don't think he's supposed to do that.
Who cares? I haven't heard from you since that jump. Do you know how worried I was? Are you alright? Well, are you?
I'm fine.
Then why didn't you say so? Where are you? I haven't seen you on my monitors.
Lucian used to live here.
The man you've been looking for. Wait, so you found the living quarters. Good. According to my map, they are on level 3. I'll try to find you with the cameras.
I'm positive she's stuck in there.
Do you understand? We need to stay focused, okay? Please tell me you on...
Okay.
I'm positive that's the computer talking to me, but there is a second slot for another person, it seems.
My name's Emma. I thought you should know.
My name is Shimon.
Nice to meet you, Shimon. I'm sorry if I came across as cold before. After we talked, I realized how selfish it was of me to expect you to make that stupid jump. My first thought was to scream out your name to stop you, but then I realized that I don't even know what it is. So, I'm sorry. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say.
It's okay. Everything is fine. I will find you. And then we will figure this all out.
Thank you, Shimon.
Let's keep on going. We gotta be more than halfway through this if we're on the third stage, and I get the of grief, and I get the feeling we're going to be close to the end here of this part. Any new information? No, not particularly.
Are you there? According to my map, this is the luxurious part of the bunker. But I can't. Most of the cameras have been disabled.
I think so. My theory is right now. I think I mean, there are clearly two slots in the computer because it said slot 0, slot 1. I think that you were plugged into the computer as like a baby and they took you out or something like that. That's what I think happened because that scientist probably like, hey, if we put in a kid, they're not going to have the mental fortitude to fight back. And the girl that was against that took you out and left. I think that the person I'm talking to currently is still in the computer. I think the reason why we have no bodies is because the Polish resistance took over the bunker and they were able to be down here for a couple of years before the computer went nuts and they cleaned up the bodies. Additionally, the computer already said it was able to lure people into one room and then suffocate them, so all the bodies could just be trapped in one room right now. Anyways, back to the game. Discover the path to the rebirth of the Third Reich. Explore the crater of the Aryan race and the source of its power. Unravel the secret that shall swell the ranks of our army and overwhelm our enemies on the day of reckoning. Come to the inaugural meeting of the Forschungs- und Legergemeinschaft das Anrebre, led by Professor Bruno Berger, anthropologist and member of the 1938-39 German expedition to Tibet. During this expedition, he unearthed the mysterious underground land of Agartha and the source of Aryan power, the power which will now serve to defeat our enemies. Discover the research of the fruits soon allow us to wipe the enemies of our National Socialist homeland from the face of the earth. Do not sit idly by. Come and take part in the rebirth of Great Germany. Join us at 21:05 after dinner at this meeting at the meeting point. It kind of reminds me of the shopping mall in Caesar's Palace a little bit.
Shimon, is that you? I can hear your footsteps.
No, that's a Molotov cocktail waiting to happen.
I'm here.
Okay. I think there's a working camera in here. It's so dirty I can barely see a thing.
I can trade.
Or it's just alcohol to rub it off. I could be thinking with too much of a military mind here.
Find something to help you clean the camera.
There's a bottle of some kind of chemical here.
What kind of chemical?
I don't know. I don't speak German.
Schade.
What?
It doesn't matter. What does it say on the label?
The label says Lusung.
Losing Smittel?
Exactly.
It is a solvent, which is great. You could use it to clean the camera.
Just please don't touch it with your hands. Find something to pour it on.
Camera's got to be up here. Yeah, there it is.
It works. Wow. What big eyes you have. Now you should say.
All the better to see you with.
Do you know that story? The moral is you shouldn't trust strangers because they'll eat you.
Yeah, exactly.
His legs up. His kidneys are starting to fail. There is not much we can do for him now.
There is. You know that.
I'm too tired to have that discussion again.
What do you want from them? To pray their problems away? It hasn't helped them so far.
Oh, that was horrific.
You know what? Forget the camera.
I don't need to see any of it.
Let's keep on keeping on. See where this takes us. Looks like something collapsed there. Alright, what do we got here? Modeling trains. Okay, that's how I get to their side. Before I go up there, I want to take a look at the other areas. I think we had a door over here that I can get into. Yeah. I thought that was a person for a second. Alright, so that's actually how I get to this. Where's that other way? Okay, I'll go this way in a second, then let me look what's in here. I'll go back up the stairs later. To the settlement office. I'm looking at the dietary recommendations for the biocomponents created by the settlement office, Miss Siglinghuber. I found this part particularly amusing. Brain development is highly dependent on the essential unsaturated fatty acids, a natural source of UFA as a fish, seafood, or seaweed such as algae. Does Miss Siglinghuber realize that her recommendations are laughable? If not, could you please give her this message? Had some pop in there. Okay, nothing here. Alright, let's go scratch that nose. And let's go up those stairs. And then next after that, we'll go through that door and around. Oh, someone was doing some weird surveillance shit up here. Weekly report. 46 went, 33 came back. Minus 3 people. Minus 1 person, minus 6. If this continues, I guess we're fucked. Where are they going? Like, are just people leaving? 66. So, we know at least 70, but this is 66, so... They went in at 60, Polish took over in 66. I'm trying to get the timeline in my head. But essentially more and more people were going. But where were they going? What do we got here? No devotional or ritualistic objects are permitted in the shelter. You can anonymously surrender any subjects in the room. If you are found with any in possession, you'll be charged with treason. The hell? I've just been trained to look behind every object. What should you order for dinner? I don't know, man. What you in the mood for? Like, if I could have anything I'd want right now, I'd probably want, like, a burger of some kind. Like not like McDonald's, but something higher quality. Not that I hate McDonald's, don't get me wrong. Probably make my own, though. Sounds like another camera. Dear all, when they cheated us during the food distribution, that should have been the last straw. I was naive to think they could still be reasoned with. I don't think it has anyone any doubts. We strike at noon. Remember, these people no longer resemble people we once knew. He's brainwashed them. Don't pity them. They wouldn't afford you the same kindness. Yeah, so they clearly turned on each other as well.
Hey, I was getting lonely, so I figured I'd call you. I hope you don't mind.
Did you say your name was Eva?
Yes, that's right.
So you have the same name as that thing?
Could you please not compare me to a lifeless machine? Besides, Eva is spelled E-W-A, not E-V-E. I thought we agreed to trust each other.
I do trust you, I'm sorry.
I have an idea. Each of us says something about themselves. Something personal. I'll start. I was born in Krakow, but I spent most of my life living in a small village in the mountains. My dad is sort of a pastor. I was always really impressed by how he managed to inspire his people. But I never got to meet my mom. Your turn. Remember something personal.
My mom passed away recently.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And now you're looking for the man in the picture.
Who is the pastor?
I think so.
I understand now. Thank you for telling me.
She never met her mom. You never met your dad.
I should keep going.
The idea that these his brother and sister is coming together.
Later.
Another memory tube. Alright, let's plug this in here and see what we got.
Can you let me out of here?
Sure, just give me a second to find you on the monitors.
I found another Eve memory tube.
We don't need to play. The system doesn't seem to require it.
What if I want to?
Why would you want to? Has anything good come from digging up the past?
Yeah, all kinds of stuff.
So far, it's all been stories of destruction and betrayal.
I found the man I'm looking for in one of these recordings.
I'd rather you didn't waste our time with another memory tube. You know my opinion, do what you want.
I want to play it.
I can't stop you, can I?
Okay, March 1966. Gotcha. Surface radiation still bad.
We should be able to leave the bunker in a couple of months.
All right.
That is, if we choose. Huh? Answer it.
Lucian, we need to talk.
Well, this certainly is a surprise. To what do I owe the pleasure, Dominica?
I want to negotiate.
No. As I've already told you, the situation is simple. We split the food 3 ways. You get a third, we get a third, and the rest will be given as an offering to the gods. If it weren't for their guidance, we wouldn't have found the food to begin with.
So the scientist went nuts.
Pay our respects.
Fine.
Fine.
We'll split the food 3 ways, but on one condition. You take down those turrets.
I'll take them down. Eventually. If you keep your end of the bargain for the next 2 months, then I'll agree to remove them. Think of it as a grace period.
If you want production to continue, then you need to take them down. Now.
The thing is, Dominica, I need you less than you might think. Come back when you've come to your senses.
Wait. Let's not make any hasty decisions. I'm sure we can come to an understanding, Lucian.
What's happening? Deactivated. She tricked us. I don't know what you're...
You'll find out soon enough. But I can promise this won't end well for you.
Find her. Get those turrets back online quickly. Show me the map. They're already on their way. They mustn't get across the bridge, do you understand? Hold them back. It's not working. We have to blow it up. We have to blow up the bridge, do you understand? There is no other way. If we don't, all of this will have been for nothing. The turrets are back online. Authorize the use of lethal force.
Saw those people want to get killed.
No one's on the bridge when it explodes. What have you done? You still don't understand how any of this works, do you? I didn't want this. I didn't want any of this. You made me do this.
Alright, that's some shit. That's certainly some shit. That guy clearly went insane. There's the bridge. Yeah, we ain't getting off that easily. Or maybe we can just kind of go... Maybe it's easier than I think. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Alright, it's one of those turrets. Still very much active. Yeah, those turrets are still very much got juice in them, so I should probably keep that in mind. Alright, no idea what part of this city I'm in now. Looks to be some kind of, I don't know, labs or power facility. Gotta be getting close to the computer core though, right? Oh, meat processing factory. Human processing. Transcription of automatic recording triggered by detection of keyword GOAT via the intercom system. The GOAT? There was something odd about it. What do you mean odd? Had horns, tail, like any other. Did you see what it did? Yeah, goat thing stood around. Exactly. Stood in the grass, didn't even take a bite. Maybe it wasn't hungry? Leslie, have you ever seen a goat that wasn't hungry? That's like a calf with two heads. Don't you remember how in 43 all Sherlock's goat ate your grants in the yard? Then ate your belt too, like you had to truss trousers up with twine? Don't act like you don't know goats never stop eating. I'm telling you something with that goat ain't right. Well, it's a miracle goat. Maybe miracle goats are more particular about what they eat. You old fool, you believe anything. Some pretty young thing lifted her skirt for you. You think it was true love and not for 6 pounds of dried meat in the larder.
No, where are you?
It looks like a food processing factory.
I can't.
Eva? Eva?
There was something. That's way bigger than like a cow. That's actually kind of huge, whatever that is. Dumbass kid. Oh, get processed. Roll, you stupid little bastard. Excuse me.
Eva? Can you hear me? I thought I was going to die. I need to tell you something. You saved my life, and not just now. When my mom passed away, I didn't think I could carry on alone. There was no one, nothing left for me to live for. I tried looking for Lucian because I needed someone to be there for me. But that someone was you, not him. I have a goal now. I'm going to find you.
All right. Random letter just tucked underneath all this. Requesting letter. According to the settlement office, we are to be supplied with 200 tons of spelt no later than March 1st, 1960, or rather the January 3rd, 1960. I don't know if they've Europeanized it, Americanized it. No such delivery has been made so far. This is an urgent matter and creates a prompt response. Your request has been noted. The delay is due to unfathomable stupidity of Polish bandits. They wanted to blow up an SS outpost, but their explosive exploded prematurely, destroying nearby storage facilities for holding spelt meant for Zulzendorf. We supply your spelt as soon as possible. What else do we got? Let's keep on going. You know, give me 1 second. You're going to lose audio here real quick. I want to check something. Okay, that's what I thought. That's about what I thought. So that led nowhere. Good to know. That's not creepy at all. There we go. Well, this is it.
Level 4. This is where the labs are supposed to be.
The game could be easily scary. I'm kind of glad it's not.
Eva?
Yes, I'm here if you need me.
I'm kind of glad that it's not
I
scary.
don't hear a microphone. How are you hearing me?
I don't know.
No, I do like horror games, but I don't want this to be one. Here we go. Chief Commander of Military Colonies, top secret. If the civilian Commandant A demonstrates incompetence, endangers completion of the EVA project, leads the colony to disarray, or places continued existence in danger, fails to meet production quotas for 3 consecutive months, or B, exhibits signs of incapacity, mental or physical illness render him incapable of performing his duties, he must be eliminated and a replacement chosen. Heil Hitler, Reichsführer SS, Heinrich Himmler. Himmler, also a bag of dicks.
Hey, I can see the top of your head in one of the cameras.
How are you talking through this?
What do you mean?
It looks like a portable camera.
That's so cool. Now I'll be able to see everything you see.
Can you open the gate for me?
Yeah, I can, but I need its serial number. Try looking for an electrical panel
The elevator's stuck.
I think it's the same one that you took before. If it hadn't broken down, I might never have found you. Hold still. I have to type it in. Okay, got it. It should be open now.
By the way, that's the elevator we get to leave out of. They're
You're
gonna
unstoppable.
send us right back to the top.
By the way, I heard everything you said down there in that food processing place.
Oh,
I just wanted to tell you that I understand. I know what it's like to be left alone. Things stop making sense and you think everything's hopeless, but you have to keep going. Especially now, when you're so close. The control room is somewhere on this level.
this is incredible.
Yeah, it does look pretty.
How deep underground are we?
I'm not sure.
It's like some kind of conservatory.
I'm pretty sure that's not the way.
Are those the labs?
It looks more like a prison to me.
So this is where they kept the criminals.
I don't seem to have any control over this place. Its core architecture is much older than anything else around here. It's not even connected to the mainframe.
You know a lot about this stuff.
Well, I have a lot of time on my hands just sitting here.
Right. Okay, there'll be a way to open up all of those from the Panopticon control.
They needed permission to go downstairs. They were issued a one-use punch card for good behavior. So, if we want to go downstairs, we'll have to find an unused punch card. Try opening up the cells.
Each matron taking part in the Quella de Intelligence program will be granted a one-use punch card for good behavior. One-use punch card can be exchanged for a visit to the first floor complex. Good behavior merits can be gained by abiding by the following rules. Curfew, hygiene, medicine intake, okay, nutrition. Above mentioned rules subject to change by attending physicians. Not abiding by the instructions of attending physicians may be punishable by death. So what's the Quella de... I don't know what that translates into. I can only imagine quest for intelligence, maybe. We are going to look that up. Oh, IQ. Intelligence quotient. Okay. Smart kids to plug into the computer. So they got a bunch of people there. They made them have kids. Fun times ensued.
Let's grab the punch card and get out of here. What does this mean?
That the prisoners who were kept here were all fertile women.
Why?
I don't know.
As a specialist in your field of dentistry, I would like to turn to your attention to the teeth-related aspects of your program. Research has shown that over 90% of Polish women suffer from tooth decay and other dental diseases, negatively affecting their reproductive capacity. Dental diseases delay the onset of pregnancy, are significant factors in miscarriages and low birth weight. Oral hygiene must be meticulously maintained during pregnancy. Bile spat up in the morning sickness destroys enamel. Women must rinse their mouths with water after each expulsion. I recommend each woman admitted program undergoes full dental treatment before he's sent to the farm. Once there, they must be supplied with oral hygiene supplies and supervised in their use. Hofstra, Dr. Willie Frank, dental consultant. Fuck this place.
Looks
Used.
like it's all used up. Those paintings.
What about them?
My mom used to draw something like that.
It's probably
Yeah, I'm sure it's coincidence.
Suava? That's my mom's name. She was one of the prisoners. Why did she never mention it to me?
What do you want to talk about this place?
I am forever grateful for what you did for me. He looks exactly like I remember him. I was terrified when I realized that I was starting to forget him. But now, thanks to you, I don't have to worry anymore. He'll always be with me. I'm writing you this because I know you don't like to talk about it, but I hope one day you also get to experience what it means to be a mother. Those brief moments we all share with our children make all the suffering we go through worthwhile. I'm praying to any God that is listening that they bless yours with a child. Yours, Zosa. Yeah, fuck this place, man.
That's a lot of crossword puzzles.
Yeah, by far, this is the most terrifying part of the entire game. Creepy does not begin to describe it. I am disturbed. Used up.
This one is used up.
Day 3. It's my third day here, and I still marvel at the condition of this place. Everything is
How
clean to the
bad
point of
is the
sterility.
outside that the prison seems like a better option.
And the Germans treat us with a measure of politeness, and food is fantastic. I've never eaten such frequent, delicious, filling meals. Plus, they see we get enough physical activity and maintain proper hygiene. They even make sure we brush our teeth after every meal. Before I was brought here, they subjected me to every medical examination imaginable. It'd be like a wonderful vacation, except I still don't know where I am, nor why I'm here. And I have no one to talk about. I share my room with Stefa, but as soon as we enter, she begins crying at a pillow. I try to speak to the other girls at the cafeteria, but they only point to the walls and an uneasy look in their eyes. Someone eavesdropping? Seems not to survive a day longer without conversation. At least I have you, dear diary. There's the good one.
Look, this one hasn't been used at all. We could leave now.
The women here were only allowed to go downstairs a couple of times, and this woman never even used her pass.
Okay, so what was downstairs? Oh, the nursery. It was the nursery where they get to see their kids.
I'm glad that's over. Wait, that tree. It looks familiar.
Yeah, it's going to be where they get to see their kids for an hour at a time. Yep.
This is what they were denied? The right to meet their own children? You know what? I've tried to be brave, but this is too much for me. Call for me when you're out of there.
I meant to read that. Let's go back there. I'm assuming that's... Instructions concerning the selection of children for the Accredited Intelligence Program. Children involved in the process must pass a rigorous selection process. As a first step, children with alien traits should be identified. They will be passed on to real German families or, once the program is underway, to the colonists. The remaining children should, by the time of 5 years old at the latest, be split into the 3 groups. A. Those of above average intelligence, as measured by the DISC, subject to programming. B. Those of nominal intelligence, prepared for field labor or factory work. C. Those in a matter related, placed in a T4 program. Note, point C does not apply to autistic children. They're difficult to manage, but score impressively in testing. That says Ryzen. That is not good. Ryzen's bad, okay? To Oberdienstleiter Max Pfeiffer, acting civilian commandant of Jelstoff Shelter. I wish to inform you that Urka Haas, one of our educators, has grown louder and expressing her discontent with the conditions at her school. She feels that cozy environments, exquisite food, learning through play, frequent physical activity, ample leisure time, and state-of-the-art medical care should not be wasted on Slavic swine. She complains that her own children, Aryans who could trace their heritage back at least 7 generations, live much more modestly and without extensive pedagogical aids. Furthermore, the education is frequently interrupted with the needs to take shelter from the enemy bombing raids. Dr. Hans Fuchs, Director of Upbringing. So they moved down into the shelters a couple years before the bombs went off, if I have to imagine. The place that's...
Yes?
Could you open the door for me like you did before?
Are you sure you want me to do that? Knowing this place, it can't be anything good.
Yes, I do.
Okay, then.
The place that the mothers were prevented from visiting downstairs was the nursery. It's where they get to see their kids for a bit.
What is this?
They were inseminating women here. It's horrible. I knew coming in here was a bad idea.
A classroom?
Dear Sir, I wish to call to your attention a matter which I believe is the utmost importance to the program you oversee. Cutting-edge research by Helga Goldberg indicates teaching children to play musical instruments has a very positive effect on their intelligence, particularly their linguistic ability and spatial perception. This research's findings and methodology can be found in Helga Goldberg's fascinating doctoral dissertation, written by the young woman under the tutelage of my husband and soon to be defended. Thus, out of concern for the proper mental development of our young colonists, I ask that a grand piano be included in the colony supplies, for such an instrument provides the best way to practice one's skills and thus enter a broader musical world. My husband is a fervent proponent of this idea. Heil Hitler, Ruth Sonnenbrock Hartmann.
I think this is the way out.
From the looks of it, the control room should be just beyond the dam. It's never easy, is it?
Nope.
We'll have to find a way around.
Ah, there's a ladder right there. Look at that. Alright, looking good.
What is this place? Eva?
I grew up here.
Didn't you say that you grew up in a village in the mountains?
I did.
And you thought this was it?
Shimon, this isn't funny. What is going on here?
She is plugged into the computer.
Are you sure this is the place?
It is. At least I think it is. I don't know what to believe anymore.
This was the mad scientist went and started praising God. Oh, mighty Velis. Oh, Miss Prax. Oh, Mrs. Pissnick begrudged you a sacrifice. I just say it. Told her husband he was a fool to give you meat. Why not old bread if we have got to give something, she said. Anyway, only she gives anything so people don't call her cheap. So please, mighty Velis, punish her like she deserves. And reward me, your faithful servant, always looking after you with health, good fortune, and that ring of red gem Miss Patches got off that German woman and surely does not deserve.
This place looks really nice.
You don't have to humor me. I wonder what happened to all the people who lived here with me.
Build a statue like it's no small thing.
It looks like they're gone for good.
Don't get me wrong, I built all sorts of crap in my time. When I framed a roof to some villa of a chief police in Osglium, he nearly wet himself with that emotion when he saw it. I stayed out of the camp because of that, unlike my predecessor who botched the job. Those forms are made for Lagosha outside the underground bunkers that house Major Speedy's partisans. They took a bombing and still didn't bust. But a statue? What am I, some kind of log-chopping wood carver? No, I'm a carpenter, damn it. Lucian might know stuff about the gods, but he doesn't know shit about wood. Although I suppose when the gods are involved, it's best not to make a fuss. Oh well. I guess I'll hack out that statue for him. Which is what that there would be.
And what's here?
This is where we used to gather. My father performed rituals at that altar. They were preparing a ritual for a successful journey.
So they left without you?
It looks like they didn't finish the ceremony. It's missing some offerings. Without them, their journey won't be successful.
So, do you want me to finish the ceremony?
You know what? Yes, I do.
What do we need?
2 things. An animal offering and a sacred item. What should we start with?
Let's start with an animal offering. Where can we find something like that?
We have to get creative.
I could try to catch a rat.
I don't think that will be necessary. I have an idea. Go behind the stage, there's a workshop there.
And you will find a food offering there?
Sort of.
It's gonna be like a carved goat or something. Great, Velis. Grant me the gift of motherhood. Let me savor the sight of my own child as he learns to walk, as he grows and supports me and my husband in our old age. I tried treating myself to primrose oil, flaxseed oil, and chastewood extract. An Ober's friend of mine gave me a mixture of lady's marrow, mantle, yellow, yarrow, rue leaves, yellow millet, lavender, camas root, and margot flower, hops, and rose hips. I can talk. Nothing helped. The years go by, and I fear my room will soon be barren. I vow if I am granted offspring, I will raise them to revere and worship you to the end of their days. You are my last hope.
So we are not going to finish the ritual after all? I mean, if that's what you want.
No. I'll help you out.
Now, the second door on the right.
The game crashed. The game crashed. Let's try this up again and pray that it auto-saved like right before there.
What is this place? A ramp?
I grew up here.
I'm not going to read those notes again.
Didn't you say that you grew up in a village in the mountains?
I did.
And you thought this was it?
Shimon, this isn't funny. What is going on here?
Are you sure this is the place?
It is. At least I think it is. I don't know what to believe anymore.
And what's here?
This is where we used to gather. My father performed rituals at... They were preparing a ritual for a successful journey.
Yeah, really.
They left without you?
You can kind of saunter a little bit faster, but the game does not let you run.
It's missing some offerings. Without them, the journey won't be successful.
That's what they get for leaving you behind.
Yeah, I guess.
What's wrong?
It just doesn't feel right leaving it like this.
I can finish the ceremony if you want. What do we need?
2 things. An animal offering and a sacred item. What should we start with?
Let's start with an animal offering. Where can we find something like that?
We have to...
I saw some meat in that food processing place.
No, that's too far away. I have an idea. Go behind the stage. There's a
All right.
workshop there.
And we will find a food offering there?
Sort of. Go straight ahead. We can grab that sacred item.
What am I looking for?
My hairpin.
What does the hairpin look like?
My father carved it in the shape of a bison. At least that's what he said it was. This is where I last saw it.
I can't find it.
I guess we'll have to find something else instead.
How about the ring on that draw?
Yes, that could work. You just have to bless it, but that's not going to be difficult. Now let's look for an animal offering. There's a workshop behind the stage. We'll find it there.
While I'm here, let's take a look over
What
here.
happened to that hairpin?
Maybe they took it.
No, they knew how important it was to me.
I'm sure it will turn up somewhere.
Creepy ass game is creepy.
Okay.
Those are my initials.
Did you do that?
No, Antek carved it for me. He got such a talking to after.
What does the K stand for?
I don't remember.
I said behind the stage. It's gotta be this way, right? gotta be in here.
There, in that bucket.
Ah, there we go.
Are you sure this will work?
Don't worry, it's just about symbolism. It looks like we have everything. We can go back to the altar now.
Why were there so many toys there?
All the children grew up, and because of the radiation, no new ones were born. The youngest was under there in that bucket.
I was kind of hoping they would keep doing that, but the game glitched out, so I'd go back to the bucket again.
Put the offerings in the bowls. Now bless the items, and the ritual will be complete.
How do I do that?
Just say a few words. Something profound. The gods like that.
How about... No matter how dark the night, a new day sun will rise.
Yeah, that works. I think we did it. Their journey should be successful now. Wherever they went. Thank you for doing this for me.
Alright.
Since you grew up here, and the people from that recording moved here, did you recognize any of them? Like Lucian?
I'm glad someone finished the ritual. Their journey should be safe now. And maybe ours will be too.
Dialogue is overlapping each other. I feel like I've missed out some story stuff there. It has been roughly 3 hours. I do normally only stream 3 hours at a time, but I get the feeling we're close to this, so we're going to keep going until it's done. Or another hour passes, whatever one comes first.
And what's here?
Something isn't right about this place.
What do you mean?
I just don't remember being here.
There's that tree again.
It's the same as the one in your mom's drawings. That's Lucian, the man you're looking for. And there's the Monica. They look like they were friends.
She changed.
He definitely got older. Oh, that is one cute baby.
So 12 years, it's at least 1980.
Thomas, your photo fixed in this space, but that doesn't make any sense. It would mean that the baby is you?
So it's at least 1980.
I can't imagine what you're going through learning that Lucian is your father.
He will never be my father. And I don't want to talk about it.
Sorry, you're about to find your sister.
Yeah, okay. It must be your father's, Lucian's study.
I leave this with you.
Who's he trying to save?
When the time comes, it is the gods who judge my actions. I will stand before them, I will look them in the eyes, and I will not blink, because I know that one cannot have a higher purpose than devoting their whole life to saving their loved ones. So your mom was one of the, So the Polish resistance had a civil war. The nut job guy killed the other people and rescued your mom from one of the prisons where they're forcing them to have kids over and over again. I guess, maybe?
My dear friends, now that's not it. Bracia I siostry. Yes, much better. Bracia I siostry. Recently, gods that were thought to be extinct. I have long believed that someone has been watching over us. Still, I was afraid to share my thoughts. That is, until now.
Lucian!
Fate has brought us here, to the land of Veles, the Slavic god of water and the underworld.
Lucian, obiad.
Give me a moment, please. You know, I get nervous before these things.
I'm sorry, just hurry up, it's getting cold.
Brothers and sisters, we do not know when we shall leave this bunker. We must fend for ourselves, and it warms my heart to see the spirit of camaraderie among us each and every day. Ugh. Commies. Yet the events transpired here are hard to explain rationally. Lorenk Pezak found a new tunic, and when his old one could no longer be patched up. Zabernocha found a new hoe after her old one broke. And Jedek Pretkow returned to health, though we never knew what afflicted him or how to cure it. The list goes on. I have a feeling that someone's watching us, and recently has given us a sign. Faith's single path has brought us to the kingdom of Veles, the Slavic god of waters in our world, yet also the song of poetry. I feel it is he who is behind all these marvels. Let us give us signs so we would believe. Let us erect an altar and a statue to worship him, so that we may win his favor and his aid. Yeah, this dude was using the computer to give people things they needed while this dude, fuck this guy. Yeah, look at that right there. I take big issue with mystification in general.
Can we talk about what just happened?
I don't think I want to. Let's just focus on our goal. The console room should be close.
Sure.
You said you lived here with other people?
As far as I remember,
Where did they all go?
they must have left just before we got here.
I don't think you're telling the truth.
Oh, this is a graveyard.
We're up here, underground. Do you remember the wall outside?
Sure I do. Before the bombs hit, I had a normal life on the surface.
Before the bombs hit? Wasn't that like 20 years ago?
80.
It doesn't make any sense.
1980. We're going to look at all these because I'm afraid I'm going to miss something if I don't. Oh, that could be interesting. It's not a girl at all. They're just using, like, voice modulation. Because they did kind of hint at, like, a voice modulator earlier.
No!
What?
That was your friend, wasn't it?
Was he really so young when it happened?
I'm so sorry, Evan.
Yeah, I had a feeling I'd missed something. Okay. I'm kind of eager for the game to wrap up now. I think it's given all it's got as far as like world building goes.
Is this the right path?
I don't know.
Now I just kind of want it to be over.
I don't want to be here anymore.
It can't be much further.
Please, you need to help me.
I don't know how.
Yeah, he's clearly over it as well.
Eva, your name's on the grave. What's going on here?
I don't remember. I don't want to remember.
Fernanda? That's his name. You're his daughter.
Stop it. I don't want to hear it. You should never have come here.
But you wanted me to help you.
You can't help me. No one can. This place was built on lies and death. There's only pain here. I'm not going to suffer anymore. I'm shutting it down. It's over. You hear me? It's over.
Eva? Eva? If he's your father, then I will say yes, sis. Whether you want me to or not.
Boy, he rationalized that real quick. He's like, oh, okay, I have a sister. Okay, yeah, let's go. There cannot be much more left of this. Like, the game's given up its final secret. Well, I guess the final secret is she's in the computer, which we kind of guessed a long time ago. God damn it, Eva. Stop being a bitch. Yeah, looks good. It's gonna be alright, kid. You can do this. There we go. Man, he camped out here for a little bit, it looks like. I don't know what any of that is. But this clearly looks like a room you plug someone into. I like how he just knew how to do that. Oh, Steve, 86% operational, right. 1967, okay.
I have the pin, so we'll be together. I made sure of that. But I can't shake the feeling that I'm forgetting something. cause and effect. Cause and effect. As for the others, we must hope for the best and prepare for the worst. If anything happens, just remember to monitor their heart rates. There's no need for anything drastic. Welcome to our humble home. My heart rejoices to see us all together as sisters and brothers. You were all summoned here to proclaim your allegiance to the gods. That was the agreement, and you have stood by your word. We who have been blessed by the gods will prove the power of our faith to the doubtful. You damn fools! Hey! Zostaw mnie! Zostaw mnie! Kurwa! You haven't the slightest idea! You will feel the wrath of the gods!
Okay. Okay, so he had that sick... Yeah, he was just a con artist. This fucker was just a con artist. And ended up accidentally poisoning them all anyways. It still kept going up. That's how they all died. And that's the head Polish resistance fighter beating the hell out of that. Gotcha. She broke the machine. And it killed everyone. That's what happened to them all.
So, this is it for me.
And it trapped her in there and she'll
So what
die.
do you want? I refuse to be part of your twisted little fantasy any longer.
And she is going to die no matter what.
The unfaithful are no more. They brought the wrath of the gods upon themselves. Do you understand? They are to blame. But we're still together. Everyone who matters is alright. What happened to her?
Alright. So that explains how a lot of those people died. But he's still alive. Fuck this guy. How do I get out of here? How do I get out of here? Something moved. I don't know what. Weird, I am floating. It's like they didn't take the stairs down. They didn't take the stairs down. Hilarious. Yeah, I'm like not walking downstairs anymore. Oh, there it is. I see the path to go. Nope, nope, I went through this way already. Where am I supposed to go? Ha! The game, like, freaked out on me. Low checkpoint. I'll check to the right. I'll check to the right. I hope that doesn't put me back too far. Oh my god. I'm calling it here. I'm already 20 minutes overdue. I do have to worry about other things going on right now. Sorry for those of you who can't make the evening show tonight. I will be back at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time right here at twitch.tv/gamepoints to finish this up. So some final words before I go. Final disclosures and all that. One, really love the setting. It is the definition of walking simulator, though. It's not even really puzzles. I have just been pressing forward 90% of the time. There's something cool that happened here. It's a little bit disjointed in its telling, but I like what I'm seeing as far as the overall theme and plot and story and everything goes. Horrible voice acting, like bottom budget here, especially the kid. The kid is Hayden Christensen in like Star Wars levels of bad. It is just wooden as hell. There are, as I'm getting farther in it, there are more technical problems with it. It doesn't run well. I know I was having to study at the beginning. I turned it down to very high instead of ultra, and it's running a lot smoother now. But with what I have, that shouldn't be a problem. I don't want to rag on the game too hard. I'm going to enjoy my playthrough through it, but I don't know if I could recommend it anyway. But I do think that right now, though, it is like $10 on Steam. It's worth a $10 playthrough, but I wouldn't spend any more on that. One more disclosure: this code was provided for free by PR, so thank you very much to the PR team for giving me that. So I didn't pay for this game. Think about that what you will when it comes to what I have to say about it. And if you want to support the stream and you guys liked what you saw here for some reason, you know what streamers want. Follow us, notifications turned on, likes, bits, subs, especially if you're sitting in that Prime Gaming and haven't used that one yet. I'd appreciate it here. You can tell I'm kind of tired and I'm wanting to go because I'm slurring all of my words. So I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you all for showing up. This has been Game Points Presents Paradise Lost. I will be back tonight in about 5 hours or so to finish this up. Once again, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I expect it will only take about an hour or so. So if you want to watch the ending, be sure to tune in then. Until then, take care, stay safe, and I'll be seeing you.